Hi there, are you struggling with your UK theory test? You've just found the right video. We've made it super simple for you, breaking down the most important questions, tricky road signs, and essential tips to help you pass first time. No confusing explanations, no wasted time, just exactly what you need to know. If you find this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications so you never miss an update. If you want to feel 100% ready for your test, stay tuned, let's get started.
Question 1. Which vehicles are not allowed to use the right-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway? A. Small delivery vans. B. Motorcycles. C. Vehicles towing a trailer. D. Motorcycle and sidecar outfits. C. Vehicles towing a trailer. Question 2. You're driving on a motorway. What does it mean if the car in front shows its hazard warning lights for a short time? A. The driver wants you to overtake. B. The other car is going to change lanes. C. Traffic ahead is slowing or stopping suddenly. D. There's a police speed check ahead. C. Traffic ahead is slowing or stopping suddenly. Question 3. You have stopped in an emergency area. What must you do before you rejoin the carriageway? A. Use the emergency telephone. B. Give an arm signal as you're moving off. C. Switch on your vehicle's headlights. D. Move away with your hazard lights on. A. Use the emergency telephone. Question 4. Why is it important to make full use of the slip road as you join a motorway? A. Because there's space available to turn round if you need to. B. To allow you direct access to the overtaking lanes. C. To allow you to fit safely into the traffic flow in the left-hand lane. D. Because you can continue on the hard shoulder. C. To allow you to fit safely into the traffic flow in the left-hand lane. Question 5. Your car gets a puncture while you're driving on the motorway. What should you do when you've stopped on the hard shoulder? A. Carefully change the wheel yourself. B. Use an emergency telephone and call for help. C. Try to wave down another vehicle for help. D. Only change the wheel if you have a passenger to help you. B. Use an emergency telephone and call for help. Question 6. You're on a motorway. What does it mean if a red cross is showing above the hard shoulder and mandatory speed limits above all other lanes? A. The hard shoulder can be used as a rest area if you feel tired. B. The hard shoulder is for emergency or breakdown use only. C. The hard shoulder can be used as a normal running lane. D. The hard shoulder has a speed limit of 50 miles per hour. B. The hard shoulder is for emergency or breakdown use only. Question 7. When should you use the left-hand lane of a motorway? A. When your vehicle breaks down. B. When you're overtaking slower traffic in the other lanes. C. When you're making a phone call. D. When the road ahead is clear. D. When the road ahead is clear. Question 8. What color are the reflective studs between a motorway and a slip road? A. Amber. B. White. C. Green. D. Red. C. Green. Question 9. What would you expect to find at a contraflow system on a motorway? A. Temporary traffic lights. B. Lower speed limits. C. Wider lanes than normal. D. Road humps. B. Lower speed limits. Question 10. What color are the reflective studs between the lanes on a motorway? A. Green. B. Amber. C. White. D. Red. C. White. Question 11. Your vehicle breaks down on a motorway and you manage to stop on the hard shoulder. What should you do if you use your mobile phone to call for help? A. Stand at the rear of the vehicle while making the call. B. Phone a friend and ask them to come and collect you. C. Wait in the car for the emergency services to arrive. D. Check your location from the nearest marker posts beside the hard shoulder. D. Check your location from the nearest marker posts beside the hard shoulder. Question 12. You're traveling along a motorway. When are you allowed to overtake on the left? A. When you can see well ahead that the hard shoulder is clear. B. When the traffic in the right-hand lane is signaling right. C. When you warn drivers behind by signaling left. D. When in queues and traffic to your right is moving more slowly than you are. D. When in queues and traffic to your right is moving more slowly than you are. Question 13. Traffic officers operate on motorways and some primary routes in England and Wales. What are they authorized to do? A. Stop and arrest drivers who break the law. B. Repair broken down vehicles on the motorway. C. Issue fixed penalty notices. D. Stop and direct anyone on a motorway. D. Stop and direct anyone on a motorway. Question 14. What should you do immediately after joining a motorway? A. Try to overtake. B. Readjust your mirrors. C. Position your vehicle in the center lane. D. Stay in the left-hand lane. D. Stay in the left-hand lane. Question 15. Which vehicles should use the left-hand lane on a 3-lane motorway? A. Any vehicle that's not overtaking. B. Large vehicles only. C. Emergency vehicles only. D. Slow vehicles only. A. Any vehicle that's not overtaking.
Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video.
Question 16. On a 3-lane motorway, which lane should you use if there's no traffic ahead? A. Left. B. Right. C. Center. D. Either the right or center. A. Left. Question 17. Your vehicle has broken down on a motorway. In which direction should you walk to find the nearest emergency telephone? A. With the traffic flow. B. Facing oncoming traffic. C. In the direction shown on the marker posts. D. In the direction of the nearest exit. C. In the direction shown on the marker posts. Question 18. What's the national speed limit on motorways for cars and motorcycles? A. 30 miles per hour. B. 50 miles per hour. C. 60 miles per hour. D. 70 miles per hour. D. 70 miles per hour. Question 19. What should you do while you're driving or riding along a motorway? A. Look much further ahead than you would on other roads. B. Travel much faster than you would on other roads. C. Maintain a shorter separation distance than you would on other roads. D. Concentrate more than you would on other roads. A. Look much further ahead than you would on other roads. Question 20. What's the speed limit for a car towing a trailer on a motorway? A. 40 miles per hour. B. 50 miles per hour. C. 60 miles per hour. D. 70 miles per hour. C. 60 miles per hour. Question 21. How is bunching reduced on motorways? A. By using higher speed limits. B. By using advisory speed limits. C. By using minimum speed limits. D. By using variable speed limits. D. By using variable speed limits. Question 22. Which vehicles are prohibited from using the motorway? A. Powered mobility scooters. B. Motorcycles over 50 cc. C. Double-deck buses. D. Cars with automatic transmission. A. Powered mobility scooters. Question 23. Where should you stop to rest if you feel tired while you're traveling along a motorway? A. On the hard shoulder. B. At the nearest service area. C. On a slip road. D. On the central reservation. B. At the nearest service area. Question 24. What does this motorway sign mean? A. Use any lane except the hard shoulder. B. Use the hard shoulder only. C. Use the 3 right-hand lanes only. D. Use all the lanes, including the hard shoulder. D. Use all the lanes, including the hard shoulder. Question 25. What helps to reduce traffic bunching on a motorway? A. Variable speed limits. B. Contraflow systems. C. National speed limits. D. Lane closures. A. Variable speed limits. Question 26. How should you use the lanes on a motorway? A. Use the lane that has the least traffic. B. Keep to the left-hand lane unless you're overtaking. C. Overtake using the lane that's clearest. D. Stay in one lane until you reach your exit. B. Keep to the left-hand lane unless you're overtaking. Question 27. What color are the reflective studs between the hard shoulder and the left-hand lane of a motorway? A. Green. B. Red. C. White. D. Amber. B. Red. Question 28. Why is it particularly important to check your vehicle before making a long motorway journey? A. You'll have to do more harsh braking on motorways. B. Motorway services areas do not deal with breakdowns. C. The road surface will wear down the tires faster. D. Continuous high speeds increase the risk of your vehicle breaking down. D. Continuous high speeds increase the risk of your vehicle breaking down. Question 29. What should you do if you're driving on a motorway and you miss the exit that you wanted to take? A. Carefully reverse along the hard shoulder. B. Carry on to the next exit. C. Carefully reverse in the left-hand lane. D. Make a U-turn at the next gap in the central reservation. B. Carry on to the next exit. Question 30. Your vehicle has broken down on a motorway. What should you do if you're not able to get onto the hard shoulder? A. Switch on your hazard warning lights. B. Stop the traffic behind and ask for help. C. Attempt to repair your vehicle quickly. D. Stand behind your vehicle to warn others. A. Switch on your hazard warning lights. Question 31. You're driving on the motorway. Which lane should you get into well before you reach your exit? A. The middle lane. B. The left-hand lane. C. The hard shoulder. D. The right-hand lane. B. The left-hand lane. Question 32. You're driving on a motorway and have to slow down suddenly due to a hazard ahead. How can you warn drivers behind of the hazard? A. Switch on your hazard warning lights. B. Switch on your headlights. C. Sound your horn. D. Flash your headlights. A. Switch on your hazard warning lights. Question 33. You're on a motorway. What must you do if there's a red cross showing above every lane? A. Pull onto the hard shoulder. B. Slow down and watch for further signals. C. Leave at the next exit. D. Stop and wait. D. Stop and wait. Question 34. What should you do when going through a contraflow system on a motorway? A. Use dipped headlights. B. Keep a good distance from the vehicle ahead. C. Switch lanes to keep the traffic flowing. D. Stay close to the vehicle ahead to reduce queues. B. Keep a good distance from the vehicle ahead. Question 35. You're traveling along a motorway. Where would you find a crawler or climbing lane? A. On a steep gradient. B. Before a service area. C. Before a junction. D. Along the hard shoulder. A. On a steep gradient.
Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video.
Question 36. When would you use the right-hand lane on a 3-lane motorway? A. When you're turning right. B. When you're overtaking. C. When you're traveling above the speed limit. D. When you're trying to save fuel. B. When you're overtaking. Question 37. What do these motorway signs mean? A. They're countdown markers to a bridge. B. They're distance markers to the next telephone. C. They're countdown markers to the next exit. D. They warn of a police control ahead. C. They're countdown markers to the next exit. Question 38. You're on a motorway. What does it mean when a mandatory speed limit is displayed above the hard shoulder? A. You should not travel in this lane. B. The hard shoulder can be used as a running lane. C. You can park on the hard shoulder if you feel tired. D. You can pull up in this lane to answer a mobile phone. B. The hard shoulder can be used as a running lane. Question 39. When are you allowed to stop on a motorway? A. When you need to walk and get fresh air. B. When you wish to pick up hitchhikers. C. When you're signaled to do so by traffic signals. D. When you need to use a mobile telephone. C. When you're signaled to do so by traffic signals. Question 40. What's the national speed limit for a car or motorcycle on a motorway? A. 50 miles per hour. B. 60 miles per hour. C. 70 miles per hour. D. 80 miles per hour. C. 70 miles per hour. Question 41. You're in the right-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway. What do these overhead signs mean? A. Move to the left and reduce your speed to 50 miles per hour. B. There are roadworks 50 meters, 55 yards, ahead. C. Use the hard shoulder until you've passed the hazard. D. Leave the motorway at the next exit. A. Move to the left and reduce your speed to 50 miles per hour. Question 42. Where are amber reflective studs found on a motorway? A. Between the hard shoulder and the carriageway. B. Between the acceleration lane and the carriageway. C. Between the central reservation and the carriageway. D. Between each pair of lanes. C. Between the central reservation and the carriageway. Question 43. You're on a motorway. The hard shoulder is not being used as a running lane. When should you use the hard shoulder? A. When you're stopping in an emergency. B. When you're leaving the motorway. C. When you're stopping for a rest. D. When you're joining the motorway. A. When you're stopping in an emergency. Question 44. You're joining a motorway from a slip road. How should you deal with traffic already on the motorway? A. Carry on along the hard shoulder until you see a safe gap. B. Stop at the end of the slip road and look for a safe gap. C. Use the slip road to accelerate until you're moving much faster than the motorway traffic. D. Match your speed to traffic in the left-hand lane and filter into a safe gap. D. Match your speed to traffic in the left-hand lane and filter into a safe gap. Question 45. You're on a 3-lane motorway. Which lane are you in if there are red reflective studs on your left and white ones to your right? A. In the right-hand lane. B. In the middle lane. C. On the hard shoulder. D. In the left-hand lane. D. In the left-hand lane. Question 46. Your vehicle broke down on the hard shoulder of a motorway, but has now been repaired. How should you rejoin the main carriageway? A. Move out onto the carriageway, then build up your speed. B. Move out onto the carriageway using your hazard warning lights. C. Gain speed on the hard shoulder before moving out onto the carriageway. D. Wait on the hard shoulder until someone flashes their headlights at you. C. Gain speed on the hard shoulder before moving out onto the carriageway. Question 47. What should you do when you're approaching roadworks on a motorway? A. Speed up to clear the area quickly. B. Always use the hard shoulder. C. Obey the speed limit. D. Stay very close to the vehicle in front. C. Obey the speed limit. Question 48. How should you position yourself when you use the emergency telephone on a motorway? A. Stay close to the carriageway. B. Face the oncoming traffic. C. Keep your back to the traffic. D. Stand on the hard shoulder. B. Face the oncoming traffic. Question 49. You're towing a trailer along a 3-lane motorway. When may you use the right-hand lane? A. When there are lane closures. B. When there's slow-moving traffic. C. When you can maintain a high speed. D. When large vehicles are in the left and center lanes. A. When there are lane closures. Question 50. When would you use an emergency area on a motorway? A. In cases of emergency or breakdown. B. If you think you'll be involved in a road rage incident. C. To stop and check where you are. D. To make a private phone call. A. In cases of emergency or breakdown. Question 51. You stop on the hard shoulder of a motorway and use the emergency telephone. Where's the best place to wait for help to arrive? A. Next to the phone. B. Well away from the carriageway. C. With your vehicle. D. On the hard shoulder. B. Well away from the carriageway. Question 52. You're traveling in the left-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway. How should you react to traffic joining from a slip road? A. Increase your speed to make sure they join behind you. B. Adjust your speed or change lane if you can do so safely. C. Maintain a steady speed. D. Switch on your hazard warning lights. B. Adjust your speed or change lane if you can do so safely. Question 1. Where would you see this sign? A. Near a school crossing. B. At a playground entrance. C. On a school bus. D. At a pedestrians-only area. C. On a school bus. Question 2. You're at the front of a queue of traffic waiting to turn right into a side road. Why is it important to check your right mirror just before turning? A. To look for pedestrians about to cross. B. To check for overtaking vehicles. C. To make sure the side road is clear. D. To check for emerging traffic. B. To check for overtaking vehicles. Question 3. What does it mean if you see a pedestrian with a dog that has a yellow or burgundy coat? A. The pedestrian is an older person. B. The pedestrian is a dog trainer. C. The pedestrian is colorblind. D. The pedestrian is deaf. D. The pedestrian is deaf. Question 4. What hazard should you be especially aware of if you're turning left into a side road? A. One-way street. B. Pedestrians. C. Traffic congestion. D. Parked vehicles. B. Pedestrians. Question 5. Why should you check for motorcyclists just before turning right into a side road? A. They may be overtaking on your left. B. They may be following you closely. C. They may be emerging from the side road. D. They may be overtaking on your right. D. They may be overtaking on your right. Question 6. What does this sign mean? A. No route for pedestrians and cyclists. B. A route for pedestrians only. C. A route for cyclists only. D. A route for pedestrians and cyclists. D. A route for pedestrians and cyclists. Question 7. A horse rider is in the left-hand lane approaching a roundabout. Where should you expect the rider to go? A. In any direction. B. To the right. C. To the left. D. Straight ahead. A. In any direction. Question 8. You're traveling behind a moped. What should you do if you want to turn left a short distance ahead? A. Overtake the moped before the junction. B. Pull alongside the moped and stay level until just before the junction. C. Sound your horn as a warning and pull in front of the moped. D. Stay behind until the moped has passed the junction. D. Stay behind until the moped has passed the junction. Question 9. You've just passed your driving or riding test. How can you reduce your risk of being involved in a collision? A. By always staying close to the vehicle in front. B. By never going over 40 miles per hour. C. By staying in the left-hand lane on all roads. D. By taking further training. D. By taking further training. Question 10. You're waiting to come out of a side road. Why should you look carefully for motorcycles? A. Motorcycles are usually faster than cars. B. Police patrols often use motorcycles. C. Motorcycles can easily be hidden behind obstructions. D. Motorcycles have right of way. C. Motorcycles can easily be hidden behind obstructions. Question 11. You're about to overtake a cyclist. Why should you leave them as much room as you would give to a car? A. The cyclist might speed up. B. The cyclist might get off their bicycle. C. The cyclist might be unsettled if you pass too near them. D. The cyclist might have to make a left turn. C. The cyclist might be unsettled if you pass too near them. Question 12. You're approaching a roundabout. What should you do if there are horses being ridden in front of you? A. Sound your horn as a warning. B. Give them plenty of room. C. Treat them like any other vehicle. D. Accelerate past as quickly as possible. B. Give them plenty of room. Question 13. How will a school crossing patrol signal you to stop? A. By pointing to children waiting to cross. B. By displaying a red light. C. By displaying a stop sign. D. By giving you an arm signal. C. By displaying a stop sign. Question 14. You're about to overtake a cyclist on a road that has a 30 miles per hour speed limit. How much room should you leave them as you overtake? A. At least as much room as you would if you were overtaking a car. B. At least a car's width. C. At least a car's length. D. At least 2 car widths. A. At least as much room as you would if you were overtaking a car. Question 15. Why should you look carefully for motorcyclists and cyclists at junctions? A. They may want to turn into the side road. B. They may slow down to let you turn. C. They're harder to see. D. They might not see you turn. C. They're harder to see. Question 16. You're driving past parked cars. What should you do if you see a bicycle wheel sticking out between the cars? A. Accelerate past quickly and sound your horn. B. Slow down and wave the cyclist across. C. Brake sharply and flash your headlights. D. Slow down and be prepared to stop for a cyclist. D. Slow down and be prepared to stop for a cyclist. Question 17. You've stopped at a pelican crossing. What should you do if a disabled person is crossing slowly in front of you and the lights change to green? A. Wait for them to finish crossing. B. Drive in front of them. C. Edge forward slowly. D. Sound your horn. A. Wait for them to finish crossing. Question 18. You're turning right from a main road into a side road. There's no oncoming traffic. What should you do if pedestrians are standing on the pavement waiting to cross the side road? A. Turn in because the pedestrians are safe on the pavement. B. Wave at the pedestrians, inviting them to cross the road. C. Wait and give way to the pedestrians. D. Sound your horn to alert the pedestrians to your presence. C. Wait and give way to the pedestrians. Question 19. What should you do when you see an older person about to cross the road ahead? A. Expect them to wait for you to pass. B. Speed up to get past them quickly. C. Stop and wave them across the road. D. Be careful, they may misjudge your speed. D. Be careful, they may misjudge your speed. Question 20. Where should you take particular care to look for motorcyclists and cyclists? A. On dual carriageways. B. At junctions. C. At zebra crossings. D. On one-way streets. B. At junctions.
Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video.
Question 21. What would you do if you see older people crossing the road ahead? A. Wave them across so they know that you've seen them. B. Be patient and allow them to cross in their own time. C. Reverend the engine to let them know that you're waiting. D. Tap the horn in case they're hard of hearing. B. Be patient and allow them to cross in their own time. Question 22. You're turning left from a main road into a side road. What should you do if there's a pedestrian on the pavement waiting to cross the side road? A. Flash your lights to encourage the pedestrian to cross. B. Carry on turning into the side road. C. Sound your horn to let the pedestrian know you're there. D. Wait and give way to the pedestrian. D. Wait and give way to the pedestrian. Question 23. You're driving past a line of parked cars. What should you do if a ball bounces out into the road ahead? A. Continue driving at the same speed and sound your horn. B. Continue driving at the same speed and flash your headlights. C. Slow down and be prepared to stop for children. D. Stop and wave the children across to fetch their ball. C. Slow down and be prepared to stop for children. Question 24. What does this sign mean? A. Contraflow cycle lane. B. With flow cycle lane. C. Bicycles and buses only. D. No bicycles or buses. B. With flow cycle lane. Question 25. The road outside this school is marked with yellow zigzag lines. What do these lines mean? A. You may park on the lines when dropping off schoolchildren. B. You may park on the lines when picking up schoolchildren. C. You should not wait or park your vehicle here. D. You must stay with your vehicle if you park here. C. You should not wait or park your vehicle here. Question 26. What's the purpose of these road markings? A. To make sure children can see and be seen when they're crossing the road. B. To allow teachers to have clear access to the school. C. To make sure delivery vehicles have easy access to the school. D. To allow parents to pick up or drop off children safely. A. To make sure children can see and be seen when they're crossing the road. Question 27. At night, what does it mean if you see a pedestrian wearing reflective clothing and carrying a bright red light? A. You're approaching roadworks. B. You're approaching an organized walk. C. You're approaching a slow-moving vehicle. D. You're approaching a traffic danger spot. B. You're approaching an organized walk. Question 28. You want to turn right from a junction. What should you do if your view is restricted by parked vehicles? A. Move out quickly, but be prepared to stop. B. Sound your horn and pull out if there's no reply. C. Stop, then move forward slowly until you have a clear view. D. Stop, get out and look along the main road to check. C. Stop, then move forward slowly until you have a clear view. Question 29. Why should you allow extra room while overtaking a motorcyclist on a windy day? A. The rider may turn off suddenly to get out of the wind. B. The rider may be blown in front of you. C. The rider may stop suddenly. D. The rider may be traveling faster than normal. B. The rider may be blown in front of you. Question 30. You're driving in a slow-moving queue of traffic. What should you do just before changing lane? A. Sound the horn and flash your lights. B. Look for motorcyclists filtering through the traffic. C. Give a slowing down arm signal. D. Change down to first gear. B. Look for motorcyclists filtering through the traffic. Question 31. You've driven up to a pelican crossing. What must you do while the amber light is flashing? A. Signal the pedestrian to cross. B. Always wait for the green light before proceeding. C. Give way to any pedestrians on the crossing. D. Wait for the red and amber light before proceeding. C. Give way to any pedestrians on the crossing. Question 32. You're following two cyclists as they approach a roundabout in the left-hand lane. Where would you expect the cyclists to go? A. Left. B. Right. C. Any direction. D. Straight ahead. C. Any direction. Question 33. This junction, controlled by traffic lights, has a marked area between two stop lines. What's this for? A. To allow taxis to position in front of other traffic. B. To allow people with disabilities to cross the road. C. To allow cyclists and pedestrians to cross the road together. D. To allow cyclists to position in front of other traffic. D. To allow cyclists to position in front of other traffic. Question 34. What should you do if you want to turn left at a junction where pedestrians have started to cross? A. Go around them, leaving plenty of room. B. Stop and wave at them to cross. C. Sound your horn and proceed. D. Give way to them. D. Give way to them. Question 35. What should you do when you're following a learner driver who stalls at a junction? A. Be patient, as you expect them to make mistakes. B. Stay very close behind and flash your headlights. C. Start to rev your engine if they take too long to restart. D. Immediately steer around them and drive on. A. Be patient, as you expect them to make mistakes. Question 36. You see a horse rider as you approach a roundabout. What should you do if they're signaling right but keeping well to the left? A. Proceed as normal. B. Keep close to them. C. Cut in front of them. D. Stay well back. D. Stay well back. Question 37. You're driving at night. What should you do if you're dazzled by a vehicle behind you? A. Set your mirror to the anti-dazzle position. B. Set your mirror to dazzle the other driver. C. Brake sharply to a stop. D. Switch your rear lights on and off. A. Set your mirror to the anti-dazzle position. Question 38. You're following a cyclist. What should you do when you wish to turn left a short distance ahead? A. Overtake the cyclist before you reach the junction. B. Pull alongside the cyclist and stay level until after the junction. C. Hold back until the cyclist has passed the junction. D. Go around the cyclist on the junction. C. Hold back until the cyclist has passed the junction. Question 39. Who may use toucan crossings? A. Motorcyclists and cyclists. B. Motorcyclists and pedestrians. C. Only cyclists. D. Cyclists and pedestrians. D. Cyclists and pedestrians. Question 40. You're about to reverse into a side road. What should you do if a pedestrian is waiting to cross behind your car? A. Wave to the pedestrian to stop. B. Give way to the pedestrian. C. Sound your horn to warn the pedestrian. D. Reverse before the pedestrian starts to cross. B. Give way to the pedestrian. Question 41. What should you do when you're passing loose sheep on the road? A. Briefly sound your horn. B. Go very slowly. C. Pass quickly but quietly. D. Herd them to the side of the road. B. Go very slowly. Question 42. What does this sign mean? A. No cycling. B. Cycle route ahead. C. Cycle parking only. D. End of cycle route. B. Cycle route ahead. Question 43. How should you react to inexperienced drivers? A. Sound your horn to warn them of your presence. B. Be patient and prepare for them to react more slowly. C. Flash your headlights to indicate that it's safe for them to proceed. D. Overtake them as soon as possible. B. Be patient and prepare for them to react more slowly. Question 44. How should you overtake horse riders? A. Drive up close and overtake as soon as possible. B. Speed is not important but allow plenty of room. C. Use your horn just once to warn them. D. Drive slowly and leave plenty of room. D. Drive slowly and leave plenty of room. Question 45. Why do motorcyclists wear bright clothing? A. They must do so by law. B. It helps keep them cool in summer. C. The colors are popular. D. To make them more visible. D. To make them more visible.
Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video.
Question 46. You see a pedestrian carrying a white stick that also has a red band. What does this mean? A. They have limited mobility. B. They're deaf. C. They're blind. D. They're deaf and blind. D. They're deaf and blind. Question 47. Why is a toucan crossing different from a puffin crossing? A. Moped riders can use it. B. It's controlled by a traffic warden. C. It's controlled by two flashing lights. D. Pedestrians and cyclists can use it together. D. Pedestrians and cyclists can use it together. Question 48. What should you do when you're approaching this crossing? A. Prepare to slow down and stop. B. Stop and wave the pedestrians across. C. Speed up and pass by quickly. D. Continue unless the pedestrians step out. A. Prepare to slow down and stop. Question 49. You're traveling on a narrow section of road. What should you do if a horse rider ahead is riding in the center of the lane? A. Sound your horn to alert them to your presence. B. Stay behind and allow them to ride in this position. C. Move across to the right and try to ease past them. D. Get up close behind to encourage them to move aside. B. Stay behind and allow them to ride in this position. Question 50. Which road users are most difficult to see when you're reversing your car? A. Motorcyclists. B. Car drivers. C. Cyclists. D. Children. D. Children. Question 51. What does it mean when a moving vehicle is showing a flashing amber beacon? A. The vehicle is slow moving. B. The vehicle has broken down. C. The vehicle is a doctor's car. D. The vehicle belongs to a school crossing patrol. A. The vehicle is slow moving. Question 52. What action should you take when you see flashing amber lights under a school warning sign? A. Reduce speed until you're clear of the area. B. Keep up your speed and sound the horn. C. Increase your speed to clear the area quickly. D. Wait at the lights until they stop flashing. A. Reduce speed until you're clear of the area. Question 53. You're approaching this roundabout. What should you do when a cyclist is keeping to the left while signaling to turn right? A. Sound your horn. B. Overtake them. C. Assume they're turning left. D. Allow them space to turn. D. Allow them space to turn. Question 54. What should you do when you're following a motorcyclist along a road that has a poor surface? A. Follow closely so they can see you in their mirrors. B. Overtake immediately to avoid delays. C. Allow extra room in case they swerve to avoid potholes. D. Allow the same room as normal to avoid wasting road space. C. Allow extra room in case they swerve to avoid potholes. Question 55. Which vehicle should you allow extra room as you overtake them? C. Bicycle. Question 56. Which is the most vulnerable road user? A. Car driver. B. Tractor driver. C. Lorry driver. D. Motorcyclist. D. Motorcyclist. Question 57. What should you do when you see these horse riders in front? A. Pull out to the middle of the road. B. Slow down and be ready to stop. C. Switch on your hazard warning lights. D. Give a right turn signal. B. Slow down and be ready to stop. Question 58. Why do motorcyclists often look round over their right shoulder just before turning right? A. To listen for traffic behind them. B. Motorcycles do not have mirrors. C. It helps them balance as they turn. D. To check for traffic in their blind area. D. To check for traffic in their blind area. Question 59. Which sign means that there may be people walking along the road? D. Question 60. You're driving towards a zebra crossing. What should you do if a person in a wheelchair is waiting to cross? A. Continue on your way. B. Wave to the person to cross. C. Wave to the person to wait. D. Be prepared to stop. D. Be prepared to stop. Question 61. You're approaching a roundabout. What should you do if a cyclist ahead is signaling to turn right? A. Overtake on the right. B. Give a warning with your horn. C. Signal the cyclist to move across. D. Give the cyclist plenty of room. D. Give the cyclist plenty of room. Question 62. You're on a country road. What should you expect to see coming towards you on your side of the road? A. Motorcycles. B. Bicycles. C. Pedestrians. D. Horse riders. C. Pedestrians. Question 63. You want to turn right from a main road into a side road. What should you do just before turning? A. Cancel your right turn signal. B. Select first gear. C. Check for traffic overtaking on your right. D. Stop and set the parking brake. C. Check for traffic overtaking on your right. Question 64. You're driving in town. Why should you be careful if there's a bus at a bus stop on the other side of the road? A. The bus might have broken down. B. Pedestrians might come from behind the bus. C. The bus might move off suddenly. D. The bus might remain stationary. B. Pedestrians might come from behind the bus. Question 65. Powered vehicles used by disabled people are small and can be hard to see. What must they display if they're traveling on a dual carriageway? A. Flashing red beacon. B. Flashing green beacon. C. Flashing blue beacon. D. Flashing amber beacon. D. Flashing amber beacon.
Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video.
Question 66. Why do motorcyclists use dipped headlights in daylight? A. So that the rider can be seen more easily. B. To stop the battery overcharging. C. To improve the rider's vision. D. The rider is inviting you to proceed. A. So that the rider can be seen more easily. Question 67. You want to reverse into a side road. What should you do if you're not sure that the area behind your car is clear? A. Look through the rear window only. B. Get out and check. C. Check the mirrors only. D. Carry on, assuming it's clear. B. Get out and check. Question 68. As you approach a pelican crossing, the lights change to green. What should you do if older people are still crossing? A. Wave them to cross as quickly as they can. B. Reverend your engine to make them hurry. C. Flash your lights in case they've not noticed you. D. Wait patiently while they cross. D. Wait patiently while they cross. Question 69. What should you do if the left-hand pavement is closed due to street repairs? A. Watch out for pedestrians walking in the road. B. Use your right-hand mirror more often. C. Speed up to get past the roadworks more quickly. D. Position close to the left-hand curb. A. Watch out for pedestrians walking in the road. Question 1. Why should you make allowances for older drivers? A. Older drivers are exempt from wearing seat belts. B. Older drivers can only drive cars that have automatic gearboxes. C. Older drivers' reactions may be slower than other drivers. D. Older drivers take more risks than other drivers. C. older drivers' reactions may be slower than other drivers. Question 2. Why should you be cautious when going past this bus waiting at a bus stop? A. There's a zebra crossing ahead. B. There are driveways on the left. C. People may cross the road in front of it. D. The road surface will be slippery. C. People may cross the road in front of it. Question 3. You've just been overtaken by this motorcyclist. What should you do if the rider cuts in sharply? A. Sound the horn. B. Brake firmly. C. Keep a safe gap. D. Flash your lights. C. Keep a safe gap. Question 4. What should the driver of the red car, Aeroad, do? A. Wave towards the pedestrians who are waiting to cross. B. Wait for the pedestrian in the road to cross. C. Quickly drive behind the pedestrian in the road. D. Tell the pedestrian in the road she should not have crossed. B. Wait for the pedestrian in the road to cross. Question 5. What should you do as you approach this cyclist? A. Try to overtake before the cyclist gets to the junction. B. Flash your headlights at the cyclist. C. Slow down and allow the cyclist to turn. D. Reverend your engine so the cyclist knows you're following behind. C. Slow down and allow the cyclist to turn. Question 6. What advice should you give to a driver who has had a few alcoholic drinks at a party? A. Have a strong cup of coffee and then drive home. B. Drive home carefully and slowly. C. Go home by public transport. D. Wait a short while and then drive home. C. Go home by public transport. Question 7. What does the solid white line at the side of the road indicate? A. Traffic lights ahead. B. Edge of the carriageway. C. Footpath on the left. D. Cycle path. B. Edge of the carriageway. Question 8. What should you do if the red lights start flashing as you approach a level crossing? A. Go over it quickly. B. Go over it carefully. C. Stop before the barrier. D. Switch on your hazard warning lights. C. Stop before the barrier. Question 9. What will be a serious distraction while you're driving? A. Looking at road maps. B. Switching on your demister. C. Using your windscreen washers. D. Looking in your door mirror. A. Looking at road maps. Question 10. What should you do if you think the driver of the vehicle in front has forgotten to cancel their right indicator? A. Flash your lights to alert the driver. B. Sound your horn before overtaking. C. Overtake on the left if there's room. D. Stay behind and do not overtake. D. Stay behind and do not overtake. Question 11. Why should the junction on the left be kept clear? A. To allow vehicles to enter and emerge. B. To allow the bus to reverse. C. To allow vehicles to make a U-turn. D. To allow vehicles to park. A. To allow vehicles to enter and emerge. Question 12. Do you need to plan rest stops when you're planning a long journey? A. Yes, you should plan to stop every half an hour. B. Yes, regular stops help concentration. C. No, you'll be less tired if you get there as soon as possible. D. No, only fuel stops will be needed. B. Yes, regular stops help concentration. Question 13. Why should you reduce your speed here? A. A staggered junction is ahead. B. A low bridge is ahead. C. The road surface changes ahead. D. The road narrows ahead. A. A staggered junction is ahead. Question 14. How should you drive or ride in areas with traffic calming measures? A. At a reduced speed. B. At the speed limit. C. In the center of the road. D. With headlights on dipped beam. A. At a reduced speed. Question 15. Why must you take great care when emerging from this junction? A. The road surface is poor. B. The footpath is narrow. C. The curbs are high. D. The view is restricted. D. The view is restricted. Question 16. Some two-way roads are divided into 3 lanes. Why are they particularly dangerous? A. Traffic in both directions can use the middle lane to overtake. B. Traffic can travel faster in poor weather conditions. C. Traffic can overtake on the left. D. Traffic uses the middle lane for emergencies only. A. Traffic in both directions can use the middle lane to overtake. Question 17. You're approaching a crossroads. What should you do if the traffic lights have failed? A. Brake and stop only for large vehicles. B. Brake sharply to a stop before looking. C. Be prepared to brake sharply to a stop. D. Be prepared to stop for any traffic. D. Be prepared to stop for any traffic. Question 18. What should you do if you become tired while you're driving on a motorway? A. Pull up on the hard shoulder and change drivers. B. Leave the motorway at the next exit and rest. C. Increase your speed and turn up the radio volume. D. Close all your windows and set the heating to warm. B. Leave the motorway at the next exit and rest. Question 19. What should the driver of the grey car be especially aware of? A. The uneven road surface. B. Traffic following behind. C. Doors opening on parked cars. D. Empty parking spaces. C. Doors opening on parked cars. Question 20. What should you do about driving if you've been taking medicine that causes drowsiness? A. Only drive if your journey is necessary. B. Drive on quiet roads. C. Ask someone to come with you. D. Avoid driving and check with your doctor. D. Avoid driving and check with your doctor. Question 21. Why are vehicle mirrors often slightly curved, convex? A. They give a wider field of vision. B. They totally cover blind spots. C. They make it easier to judge the speed of the traffic behind. D. They make the traffic behind look bigger. A. They give a wider field of vision. Question 22. Which type of glasses would make driving at night more difficult? A. Half moon. B. Round. C. Bifocal. D. Tinted. D. Tinted. Question 23. Why are place names painted on the road surface? A. To restrict the flow of traffic. B. To warn of oncoming traffic. C. To help you select the correct lane in good time. D. To prevent you from changing lanes. C. To help you select the correct lane in good time. Question 24. What must you do at this junction? A. Stop behind the line, then edge forward to see clearly. B. Stop beyond the line, at a point where you can see clearly. C. Stop only if there's traffic on the main road. D. Stop only if you're turning right. A. Stop behind the line, then edge forward to see clearly. Question 25. You're on a 3-lane motorway. How should you overtake a slow-moving lorry in the middle lane if it's showing this sign? A. Cautiously approach the lorry, then overtake on either side. B. Follow the lorry until you can leave the motorway. C. Use the right-hand lane and overtake the lorry normally. D. Approach with care and overtake on the left of the lorry. D. Approach with care and overtake on the left of the lorry.
Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video.
Question 26. What's the main hazard you should be aware of when following this cyclist? A. The cyclist may move to the left and dismount. B. The cyclist may swerve into the road. C. The cyclist may get off and push their bicycle. D. The cyclist may wish to turn right at the end of the road. B. The cyclist may swerve into the road. Question 27. You're driving on a one-way street. What should you do if you realize you've taken the wrong route? A. Reverse out of the road. B. Turn around in a side road. C. Continue and find another route. D. Reverse into a driveway. C. Continue and find another route. Question 28. What should the driver of the car approaching the crossing do? A. Continue at the same speed. B. Sound the horn. C. Drive through quickly. D. Slow down and get ready to stop. D. Slow down and get ready to stop. Question 29. You want to turn left at this junction. What should you do if your view of the main road is restricted? A. Stay well back and wait to see if anything comes. B. Build up your speed so that you can emerge quickly. C. Stop and apply the parking brake even if the road is clear. D. Approach slowly and edge out until you can see more clearly. D. Approach slowly and edge out until you can see more clearly. Question 30. What can seriously reduce your ability to concentrate? A. Drugs. B. Busy roads. C. Tinted windows. D. Weather conditions. A. Drugs. Question 31. You take some cough medicine given to you by a friend. What should you do before driving your car? A. Ask your friend if taking the medicine affected their driving. B. Drink some strong coffee 1 hour before driving. C. Check the label to see if the medicine will affect your driving. D. Drive a short distance to see if the medicine is affecting your driving. C. Check the label to see if the medicine will affect your driving. Question 32. What can you do to help prevent tiredness on a long journey? A. Eat a large meal before driving. B. Take regular refreshment breaks. C. Play loud music in the car. D. Complete the journey without stopping. B. Take regular refreshment breaks. Question 33. Where would you expect to see these markers? A. On a motorway sign. B. On a railway bridge. C. On a heavy goods vehicle. D. On a diversion sign. C. On a heavy goods vehicle. Question 34. You're driving a car fitted with automatic transmission. When would you use kickdown? A. To engage cruise control. B. To accelerate quickly. C. To brake progressively. D. To improve fuel economy. B. To accelerate quickly. Question 35. Which type of vehicle should you be ready to give way to as you approach this bridge? A. Bicycles. B. Buses. C. Motorcycles. D. Cars. B. Buses. Question 36. You're following a slower moving vehicle. What should you do if there's a junction just ahead on the right? A. Overtake after checking your mirrors and signaling. B. Only consider overtaking when you're past the junction. C. Accelerate quickly to overtake before reaching the junction. D. Slow down and prepare to overtake on the left. B. Only consider overtaking when you're past the junction. Question 37. What type of vehicle could you expect to meet in the middle of the road? A. Lorry. B. Bicycle. C. Car. D. Motorcycle. A. Lorry. Question 38. What should you do if you begin to feel drowsy while you're driving? A. Stop and rest as soon as possible. B. Turn the heater up to keep you warm and comfortable. C. Close the car windows to help you concentrate. D. Continue with your journey but drive more slowly. A. Stop and rest as soon as possible. Question 39. What's the main hazard the driver of the red car, Aeroad, should be aware of? A. Glare from the sunday may affect the driver's vision. B. The black car may stop suddenly. C. The bus may move out into the road. D. Oncoming vehicles will assume the driver is turning right. C. The bus may move out into the road. Question 40. You intend to turn left at the traffic lights. What should you do just before turning? A. Check your right mirror. B. Move up closer to the car ahead. C. Move out to the right. D. Check for bicycles on your left. D. Check for bicycles on your left. Question 41. You're about to drive home. What should you do if you feel very tired and have a severe headache? A. Wait until you're fit and well before driving. B. Drive home, but take a tablet for headaches. C. Drive home if you can stay awake for the journey. D. Wait for a short time, then drive home slowly. A. Wait until you're fit and well before driving. Question 42. You're driving on this dual carriageway. Why may you need to slow down? A. There's a broken white line in the center. B. There are solid white lines on either side. C. There are roadworks ahead of you. D. There are no footpaths. C. There are roadworks ahead of you. Question 43. When may you use hazard warning lights? A. When driving on a motorway to warn traffic behind of a hazard ahead. B. When you're double parked on a two-way road. C. When your direction indicators are not working. D. When warning oncoming traffic that you intend to stop. A. When driving on a motorway to warn traffic behind of a hazard ahead. Question 44. What must you do if poor health affects your driving? A. Inform your local police. B. Avoid using motorways. C. Always drive accompanied. D. Inform the licensing authority. D. Inform the licensing authority. Question 45. What type of vehicle displays this yellow sign? A. A broken down vehicle. B. A school bus. C. An ice cream van. D. A private ambulance. B. A school bus. Question 46. What should you do if the traffic in the left-hand lane is slowing? A. Slow down, keeping a safe separation distance. B. Accelerate past the vehicles in the left-hand lane. C. Pull up on the left-hand verge. D. Move across and continue in the right-hand lane. A. Slow down, keeping a safe separation distance. Question 47. A driver's behavior has upset you. How can you get over this incident safely? A. Stop and take a break. B. Shout abusive language. C. Gesture to them with your hand. D. Follow them, flashing your headlights. A. Stop and take a break. Question 48. You need glasses to read a vehicle number plate at the required distance. When must you wear them? A. Only in bad weather conditions. B. Whenever you're driving. C. When you think it's necessary. D. Only at night time. B. Whenever you're driving. Question 49. You're behind this cyclist. When the traffic lights change, what should you do? A. Try to move off before the cyclist. B. Allow the cyclist time and room. C. Turn right but give the cyclist room. D. Tap your horn and drive through first. B. Allow the cyclist time and room. Question 50. What should you do if a doctor prescribes drugs that are likely to affect your driving? A. Only drive if someone is with you. B. Avoid driving on motorways. C. Get someone else to drive. D. Never drive at more than 30 miles per hour. C. Get someone else to drive.
Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video.
Question 51. What should you do if the vehicle starts reversing off the driveway? A. Move to the opposite side of the road. B. Drive through as you have priority. C. Sound your horn and be prepared to stop. D. Speed up and drive through quickly. C. Sound your horn and be prepared to stop. Question 52. Why should you check the information leaflet before taking any medicine? A. Drug companies want customer feedback on their products. B. You may have to let your insurance company know about the medicine. C. Some types of medicine can affect your ability to drive safely. D. The medicine you take may affect your hearing. C. Some types of medicine can affect your ability to drive safely. Question 53. What should you do if you start to feel drowsy while you're driving on a motorway? A. Stop on the hard shoulder for a sleep. B. Open a window and stop as soon as it's safe and legal. C. Speed up to arrive at your destination sooner. D. Slow down and let other drivers overtake. B. Open a window and stop as soon as it's safe and legal. Question 54. What might you expect to happen in this situation? A. Traffic will move into the right-hand lane. B. Traffic speed will increase. C. Traffic will move into the left-hand lane. D. Traffic will not need to change position. C. Traffic will move into the left-hand lane. Question 55. You're driving on a road with several lanes. What do these signs above the lanes mean? A. The 2 right lanes are open. B. The 2 left lanes are open. C. Traffic in the left lanes should stop. D. Traffic in the right lanes should stop. B. The 2 left lanes are open. Question 56. You're waiting to emerge at a junction. Your view is restricted by parked vehicles. What can help you to see traffic on the road you're joining? A. Looking for traffic behind you. B. Reflections of traffic in windows. C. Making eye contact with other road users. D. Checking for traffic in your interior mirror. B. Reflections of traffic in windows. Question 57. You're driving towards this left-hand bend. What danger should you be anticipating? A. A vehicle overtaking you. B. Mud on the road. C. The road getting narrower. D. Pedestrians walking towards you. D. Pedestrians walking towards you. Question 58. What must you do if your eyesight has become very poor and you're no longer able to meet the driver's eyesight requirements? A. Tell the driver licensing authority. B. Tell your doctor. C. Tell the police. D. Tell your optician. A. Tell the driver licensing authority. Question 59. What should you do if a driver pulls out of a side road in front of you, causing you to brake hard? A. Ignore the error and stay calm. B. Flash your lights to show your annoyance. C. Sound your horn to show your annoyance. D. Overtake as soon as possible. A. Ignore the error and stay calm. Question 60. What should you do as you approach this overhead bridge? A. Move out to the center of the road before going through. B. Find another route, this one is only for high vehicles. C. Be prepared to give way to large vehicles in the middle of the road. D. Move across to the right-hand side before going through. C. Be prepared to give way to large vehicles in the middle of the road. Question 61. What must you do if your ability to drive is impaired during a period of illness? A. See your doctor each time before you drive. B. Take smaller doses of any medicines. C. Stop driving until you're fit to drive again. D. Take all your medicines with you when you drive. C. Stop driving until you're fit to drive again. Question 62. Which road user has caused a hazard? A. The parked car, Air Road A. B. The pedestrian waiting to cross, Air Road B. C. The moving car, Air Road C. D. The car turning, Air Road D. A. The parked car, Air Road A. Question 63. What hazard should you be aware of when traveling along this street? A. Glare from the sun. B. Lack of road markings. C. Children running out between vehicles. D. Heavy goods vehicles. C. Children running out between vehicles. Question 64. You've been involved in an argument that's made you feel angry. What should you do before starting your journey? A. Open a window. B. Turn on your radio. C. Have an alcoholic drink. D. Calm down. D. Calm down. Question 65. Where would it be unsafe to overtake? A. On a single carriageway. B. On a one-way street. C. Approaching a junction. D. Traveling up a long hill. C. Approaching a junction. Question 66. What should you expect if you see this sign ahead? A. The road will go steeply uphill. B. The road will go steeply downhill. C. The road will bend sharply to the left. D. The road will bend sharply to the right. C. The road will bend sharply to the left. Question 67. Why should you slow down as you approach this hazard? A. Because of the level crossing. B. Because it's hard to see to the right. C. Because of approaching traffic. D. Because of animals crossing. A. Because of the level crossing. Question 68. When should you use hazard warning lights? A. When you're double parked on a two-way road. B. When your direction indicators are not working. C. When warning oncoming traffic that you intend to stop. D. When your vehicle has broken down and is causing an obstruction. D. When your vehicle has broken down and is causing an obstruction. Question 69. What should you do if it's raining and you're following this lorry on a motorway? A. Allow a 2-second separation gap. B. Switch your headlights onto main beam. C. Move into a lane that has less spray. D. Be aware of spray reducing your vision. D. Be aware of spray reducing your vision. Question 70. You're invited to a pub lunch. What should you do if you know that you'll have to drive in the evening? A. Avoid mixing your alcoholic drinks. B. Do not drink any alcohol at all. C. Have some milk before drinking alcohol. D. Eat a hot meal with your alcoholic drinks. B. Do not drink any alcohol at all. Question 71. What will become more expensive after you've been convicted of driving while unfit through drink or drugs? A. Road fund license. B. Insurance premiums. C. Vehicle test certificate. D. Driving license. B. Insurance premiums. Question 72. What type of vehicle uses an amber flashing beacon on a dual carriageway? A. An ambulance. B. A fire engine. C. A doctor on call. D. A tractor. D. A tractor. Question 73. How does drinking alcohol affect your driving behavior? A. It improves judgment skills. B. It increases confidence. C. It leads to faster reactions. D. It increases concentration. B. It increases confidence. Question 74. You're about to drive your car. What should you do if you cannot find the glasses you need to wear? A. Drive home slowly, keeping to quiet roads. B. Borrow a friend's glasses and use those. C. Drive home at night, so that the lights will help you. D. Find a way of getting home without driving. D. Find a way of getting home without driving. Question 75. How can drinking alcohol affect your ability to drive or ride? A. Your ability to judge speed will be reduced. B. Your confidence will be reduced. C. Your reactions will be faster. D. Your awareness of danger will be improved. A. Your ability to judge speed will be reduced. Question 76. What's the main hazard shown in this picture? A. Vehicles turning right. B. Vehicles doing U-turns. C. The cyclist crossing the road. D. Parked cars around the corner. C. The cyclist crossing the road. Question 77. What does this signal from a police officer mean to oncoming traffic? A. Go ahead. B. Stop. C. Turn left. D. Turn right. B. Stop. Question 78. You're driving towards this level crossing. What would be the first warning of an approaching train? A. Both half barriers down. B. A steady amber light. C. One half barrier down. D. Twin flashing red lights. B. A steady amber light. Question 1. You're following a vehicle on a wet road. You stay a safe distance behind it. What should you do if a driver overtakes you and pulls into the gap you've left? A. Flash your headlights as a warning. B. Try to overtake safely as soon as you can. C. Drop back to regain a safe distance. D. Stay close to the other vehicle until it moves on. C. drop back to regain a safe distance. Question 2. You're driving in a built-up area that has traffic calming measures. What should you do when you approach a road hump? A. Move across to the left-hand side of the road. B. Wait for any pedestrians to cross. C. Check your mirror and slow down. D. Stop and check both pavements. C. Check your mirror and slow down. Question 3. What does it mean if the electronic stability control (ESC) indicator light comes on briefly while you're driving? A. The ESC system has activated. B. The ESC system has a fault. C. The ESC system is running a routine test. D. The ESC system is switched off. A. The ESC system has activated. Question 4. How can you avoid wheel spin when you're driving on an icy road? A. Drive at a slow speed in the highest gear possible. B. Use the parking brake if the wheels start to slip. C. Brake gently and repeatedly. D. Drive in a low gear at all times. A. Drive at a slow speed in the highest gear possible. Question 5. How should you use anti-lock brakes when you need to stop in an emergency? A. Keep pumping the foot brake to prevent skidding. B. Brake normally but grip the steering wheel tightly. C. Brake promptly and firmly until you've stopped. D. Apply the parking brake to reduce the stopping distance. C. Brake promptly and firmly until you've stopped. Question 6. What can result when you travel for long distances in neutral, known as coasting? A. Improvement in control. B. Easier steering. C. Reduction in control. D. Increased fuel consumption. C. Reduction in control. Question 7. You're about to start a journey in freezing weather. What part of your vehicle should you clear of ice and snow? A. The aerial. B. The windows. C. The bumper. D. The boot. B. The windows. Question 8. In which conditions will your overall stopping distance increase? A. In the rain. B. In fog. C. At night. D. In strong winds. A. In the rain. Question 9. You're traveling on the motorway. How can you lower the risk of a collision when the vehicle behind is following too closely? A. Increase your distance from the vehicle in front. B. Brake sharply. C. Switch on your hazard warning lights. D. Move onto the hard shoulder and stop. A. Increase your distance from the vehicle in front. Question 10. What should you do when you're driving in snowy conditions? A. Brake firmly and quickly. B. Be ready to steer sharply. C. Use side lights only. D. Brake gently in plenty of time. D. Brake gently in plenty of time. Question 11. You're driving a vehicle that has anti-lock brakes. How should you apply the foot brake when you need to stop in an emergency? A. Slowly and gently. B. Slowly but firmly. C. Rapidly and gently. D. Rapidly and firmly. D. Rapidly and firmly. Question 12. You're following other vehicles in fog. You have your headlights on dipped beam. What else can you do to reduce the chances of being in a collision? A. Keep close to the vehicle in front. B. Use main beam instead of dipped headlights. C. Keep up with the faster vehicles. D. Keep a safe distance from the vehicle in front. D. Keep a safe distance from the vehicle in front. Question 13. What will be affected if the road surface becomes soft in very hot weather? A. The suspension. B. The exhaust emissions. C. The fuel consumption. D. The tire grip. D. The tire grip. Question 14. What should you do when you park a car facing downhill? A. Turn the steering wheel towards the curb. B. Park close to the bumper of another car. C. Park with two wheels on the curb. D. Turn the steering wheel away from the curb. A. Turn the steering wheel towards the curb. Question 15. How much can stopping distances increase in icy conditions? A. 2 times. B. 3 times. C. 5 times. D. 10 times. D. 10 times. Question 16. What should you do before starting a journey in foggy weather? A. Wear a high visibility jacket. B. Have a caffeinated drink. C. Allow more time. D. Reduce your tire pressures. C. Allow more time. Question 17. You've just gone through flood water. What should you do to make sure your brakes are working properly? A. Accelerate and keep to a high speed for a short time. B. Go slowly while gently applying the brakes. C. Avoid using the brakes at all for a few miles. D. Stop for at least an hour to allow them time to dry. B. Go slowly while gently applying the brakes. Question 18. You're driving in freezing conditions. What should you do as you approach a sharp bend? A. Coast into the bend. B. Apply your parking brake. C. Firmly use your foot brake. D. Slow down gently. D. Slow down gently. Question 19. What should you do when you're using a contraflow system? A. Choose an appropriate lane in good time. B. Switch lanes to make better progress. C. Increase speed to get through the contraflow more quickly. D. Follow other motorists closely to avoid long queues. A. Choose an appropriate lane in good time. Question 20. You're driving along a wet road. How can you tell if your vehicle's tires are losing their grip on the surface? A. The engine will stall. B. The steering will feel very heavy. C. The engine noise will increase. D. The steering will feel very light. D. The steering will feel very light. Question 21. How can you use your vehicle's engine as a brake? A. By changing to a lower gear. B. By selecting reverse gear. C. By changing to a higher gear. D. By selecting neutral gear. A. By changing to a lower gear. Question 22. What lights should you use when you're driving on a wet motorway and vehicles are throwing up surface spray? A. Hazard warning lights. B. Dipped headlights. C. Rear fog lights. D. Side lights. B. Dipped headlights. Question 23. You're about to go down a steep hill. What should you do to control the speed of your vehicle? A. Select a high gear and use the brakes carefully. B. Select a high gear and use the brakes firmly. C. Select a low gear and use the brakes carefully. D. Select a low gear and avoid using the brakes. C. Select a low gear and use the brakes carefully. Question 24. What should you do when you're overtaking a motorcyclist on a windy day? A. Pass closely. B. Pass very slowly. C. Pass widely. D. Pass immediately. C. Pass widely. Question 25. What's the main benefit of driving a four-wheel drive vehicle? A. Improved grip on the road. B. Lower fuel consumption. C. Shorter stopping distances. D. Improved passenger comfort. A. Improved grip on the road. Question 26. What would suggest you're driving on an icy road? A. There's less wind noise. B. There's less tire noise. C. There's less transmission noise. D. There's less engine noise. B. There's less tire noise. Question 27. What's the main cause of skidding? A. The weather. B. The driver. C. The vehicle. D. The road. B. The driver. Question 28. On what type of road surface may anti-lock brakes be ineffective? A. Dry. B. Loose. C. Firm. D. Smooth. B. Loose. Question 29. What will help you to move off on a snowy surface? A. Using the car's lowest gear. B. Using a higher gear than normal. C. Using a high engine speed. D. Using the parking brake and foot brake together. B. Using a higher gear than normal. Question 30. You're driving on an open road in dry weather. What distance should you keep from the vehicle in front? A. A 2-second time gap. B. 1 car length. C. 2 meters, 6 feet 6 inches. D. 2 car lengths. A. A 2-second time gap. Question 31. Where is your vehicle most likely to be affected by side winds? A. On a narrow country lane. B. On an open stretch of road. C. On a busy stretch of road. D. On a long, straight road. B. On an open stretch of road. Question 32. Why should you keep well to the left as you approach a right-hand bend? A. To improve your view of the road. B. To overcome the effect of the road's slope. C. To let faster traffic from behind overtake. D. To be positioned safely if you skid. A. To improve your view of the road. Question 33. You're driving along a country road. You see this sign. What should you do after dealing safely with a hazard? A. Check your tire pressures. B. Switch on your hazard warning lights. C. Accelerate briskly. D. Test your brakes. D. Test your brakes. Question 34. What requires extra care when you're driving or riding in windy conditions? A. Using the brakes. B. Moving off on a hill. C. Turning into a narrow road. D. Passing cyclists. D. Passing cyclists. Question 1. What does this sign mean? A. No trams ahead. B. Oncoming trams. C. Trams crossing ahead. D. Trams only. C. Trams crossing ahead. Question 2. You see this amber traffic light ahead. Which light or lights will come on next? A. Red alone. B. Red and amber together. C. Green and amber together. D. Green alone. A. Red alone. Question 3. What does this sign mean? A. Ring road. B. Mini roundabout. C. No vehicles. D. Roundabout. D. Roundabout. Question 4. What does this sign mean? A. Hump bridge. B. Humps in the road. C. Entrance to tunnel. D. Soft verges. B. Humps in the road. Question 5. What messages are given by circular traffic signs that have a blue background? A. They give temporary directions during a diversion. B. They give directions to car parks. C. They give motorway information. D. They give mandatory instructions. D. They give mandatory instructions. Question 6. Which sign means no motor vehicles allowed? B. Question 7. How can you identify traffic signs that give orders? A. They're rectangular with a yellow border. B. They're triangular with a blue border. C. They're square with a brown border. D. They're circular with a red border. D. They're circular with a red border. Question 8. What does this signal mean? A. Cars must stop. B. Trams must stop. C. Both trams and cars must stop. D. Both trams and cars can continue. B. Trams must stop. Question 9. Which sign means there will be two-way traffic crossing your route ahead? B. Question 10. Where would you see this road marking? A. At traffic lights. B. On road humps. C. Near a level crossing. D. At a box junction. B. On road humps. Question 11. What does this sign mean? A. National speed limit applies. B. Waiting restrictions apply. C. No stopping. D. No entry. C. No stopping. Question 12. What does the white line along the side of the road indicate? A. The edge of the carriageway. B. The approach to a hazard. C. No parking. D. No overtaking. A. The edge of the carriageway. Question 13. Which of these signs warns you of a zebra crossing? A. Question 14. What does this white arrow on the road mean? A. Entrance on the left. B. All vehicles turn left. C. Return to your side of the road. D. Road bends to the left. C. Return to your side of the road. Question 15. Where would you find these flashing red light signals? A. Pelican crossings. B. Motorway exits. C. Zebra crossings. D. Level crossings. D. Level crossings. Question 16. You're in a tunnel and you see this sign. What does it mean? A. Direction to an emergency pedestrian exit. B. Beware of pedestrians, no footpath ahead. C. No access for pedestrians. D. Beware of pedestrians crossing ahead. A. Direction to an emergency pedestrian exit. Question 17. What does this sign mean? A. Waiting restrictions apply. B. Waiting permitted. C. National speed limit applies. D. Clearway, no stopping. A. Waiting restrictions apply. Question 18. What should you be aware of if you've just passed this sign? A. This is a single-track road. B. You cannot stop on this road. C. Only one lane is in use. D. All traffic is going one way. D. All traffic is going one way. Question 19. You're on a motorway. What should you do if there's a red cross showing on the signs above your lane only? A. Continue in that lane and look for further information. B. Do not continue in that lane. C. Pull onto the hard shoulder. D. Stop and wait for an instruction to proceed. B. Do not continue in that lane. Question 20. In winter, road signs can become covered by snow. What does this sign mean? A. Crossroads. B. Give way. C. Stop. D. Turn right. C. Stop. Question 21. What information would be shown in a triangular road sign? A. Road narrows. B. Ahead only. C. Keep left. D. Minimum speed. A. Road narrows. Question 22. Why does this junction have a stop sign and a stop line on the road? A. Speed on the major road is de-restricted. B. It's a busy junction. C. Visibility along the major road is restricted. D. The junction is on a downhill gradient. C. Visibility along the major road is restricted. Question 23. What does this sign mean? A. Multi-exit roundabout. B. Risk of ice. C. 6 roads converge. D. Place of historical interest. B. Risk of ice. Question 24. What does this sign mean? A. Wait at the barriers. B. Wait at the crossroads. C. Give way to trams. D. Give way to farm vehicles. C. Give way to trams. Question 25. What does this sign mean? A. Bus station on the right. B. Contraflow bus lane. C. With flow bus lane. D. Give way to buses. B. Contraflow bus lane. Question 26. What's the national speed limit on a single carriageway road? A. 50 miles per hour. B. 60 miles per hour. C. 40 miles per hour. D. 70 miles per hour. B. 60 miles per hour. Question 27. You're at a junction controlled by traffic lights. When should you wait at a green light? A. When pedestrians are waiting to cross. B. When your exit from the junction is blocked. C. When you think the lights may be about to change. D. When you intend to turn right. B. When your exit from the junction is blocked. Question 28. Which sign means no entry? D. Question 29. Which is the sign for a ring road? C. Question 30. Your vehicle is stationary. When may you use its horn? A. When another road user poses a danger. B. When the road is blocked by queuing traffic. C. When it's used only briefly. D. When signaling that you've just arrived. A. When another road user poses a danger.
Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video.
Question 31. What's the reason for the hatched area along the center of this road? A. It separates traffic flowing in opposite directions. B. It marks an area to be used by overtaking motorcyclists. C. It's a temporary marking to warn of the roadworks. D. It separates the two sides of the dual carriageway. A. It separates traffic flowing in opposite directions. Question 32. What does this sign mean? A. With flow bus and cycle lane. B. Contraflow bus and cycle lane. C. No buses and bicycles allowed. D. No waiting for buses and bicycles. A. With flow bus and cycle lane. Question 33. Which arm signal tells you that the car you're following is going to pull up? C. Question 34. What does this sign mean? A. Change to the left-hand lane. B. Leave at the next exit. C. Contraflow system. D. One-way street. C. Contraflow system. Question 35. What does this motorway sign mean? A. Change to the lane on your left. B. Leave the motorway at the next exit. C. Change to the opposite carriageway. D. Pull up on the hard shoulder. A. Change to the lane on your left. Question 36. Which sign means that pedestrians may be walking along the road? A. Question 37. You're approaching traffic lights and the red light is showing. What signal will show next? A. Red and amber. B. Green alone. C. Amber alone. D. Green and amber. A. Red and amber. Question 38. What does this sign indicate? A. A diversion route. B. A picnic area. C. A pedestrian zone. D. A cycle route. A. A diversion route. Question 39. You're on a motorway. A lorry has stopped in the right-hand lane. What should you do when you see this sign on the lorry? A. Move into the right-hand lane. B. Stop behind the flashing lights. C. Pass the lorry on the left. D. Leave the motorway at the next exit. C. Pass the lorry on the left. Question 40. What does this sign mean? A. Distance to parking place ahead. B. Distance to public telephone ahead. C. Distance to public house ahead. D. Distance to passing place ahead. A. Distance to parking place ahead. Question 41. When may you cross a double solid white line in the middle of the road? A. To pass traffic that's queuing back at a junction. B. To pass a car signaling to turn left ahead. C. To pass a road maintenance vehicle traveling at 10 miles per hour or less. D. To pass a vehicle that's towing a trailer. C. To pass a road maintenance vehicle traveling at 10 miles per hour or less. Question 42. Which sign informs you that you're coming to a no-through road? C. Question 43. What does this traffic sign mean? A. Compulsory maximum speed limit. B. Advisory maximum speed limit. C. Compulsory minimum speed limit. D. Advised separation distance. A. Compulsory maximum speed limit. Question 44. What should you do when you see this sign at a crossroads? A. Maintain the same speed. B. Carry on with great care. C. Find another route. D. Telephone the police. B. Carry on with great care. Question 45. Which type of sign tells you what you must not do? A. Question 46. Which shape is used for a giveaway sign? D. Question 47. Which sign means turn left ahead? B. Question 48. You're approaching a junction where the traffic lights are not working. What should you do when a police officer gives this signal? A. Turn left only. B. Turn right only. C. Continue ahead only. D. Stop at the stop line. D. Stop at the stop line. Question 49. Where would you see a contraflow bus lane? A. On a dual carriageway. B. On a roundabout. C. On an urban motorway. D. On a one-way street. D. On a one-way street. Question 50. Which sign means you have priority over oncoming vehicles? C. Question 51. What does this sign mean? A. No motor vehicles. B. End of motorway. C. No through road. D. End of bus lane. B. End of motorway. Question 52. What does a sign with a brown background show? A. Tourist directions. B. Primary roads. C. Motorway routes. D. Minor roads. A. Tourist directions. Question 53. What does this sign mean? A. Hump bridge. B. Traffic calming hump. C. Low bridge. D. Uneven road. A. Hump bridge. Question 54. What does this sign mean? A. Low bridge ahead. B. Tunnel ahead. C. Ancient monument ahead. D. Traffic danger spot ahead. B. Tunnel ahead. Question 55. Which sign means no stopping? B. Question 56. What does this traffic sign mean? A. Slippery road ahead. B. Tires liable to punctures ahead. C. Danger ahead. D. Service area ahead. C. Danger ahead. Question 57. Where can you find reflective amber studs on a motorway? A. Separating the slip road from the motorway. B. On the left-hand edge of the road. C. On the right-hand edge of the road. D. Separating the lanes. C. On the right-hand edge of the road. Question 58. What does this road marking mean? A. Do not cross the line. B. No stopping allowed. C. You're approaching a hazard. D. No overtaking allowed. C. You're approaching a hazard. Question 59. What does this sign mean? A. The right-hand lane ahead is narrow. B. Right-hand lane for buses only. C. Right-hand lane for turning right. D. The right-hand lane is closed. D. The right-hand lane is closed. Question 60. Other drivers may sometimes flash their headlights at you. What's the official meaning of this signal? A. There's a radar speed trap ahead. B. They're giving way to you. C. They're warning you of their presence. D. There's a fault with your vehicle. C. They're warning you of their presence. Question 61. What does this sign mean? A. Quayside or river bank. B. Steep hill downwards. C. Uneven road surface. D. Road liable to flooding. A. Quayside or river bank. Question 62. When should you use your vehicle's horn? A. To alert others to your presence. B. To allow you right of way. C. To greet other road users. D. To signal your annoyance. A. To alert others to your presence. Question 63. What does a red traffic light mean? A. You should stop unless turning left. B. Stop, if you're able to brake safely. C. You must stop and wait behind the stop line. D. Proceed with care. C. You must stop and wait behind the stop line. Question 64. What does this sign mean? A. End of restricted speed area. B. End of restricted parking area. C. End of clearway. D. End of cycle route. B. End of restricted parking area. Question 65. What does this sign mean? A. Direction to park and ride car park. B. No parking for buses or coaches. C. Direction to bus and coach park. D. Parking area for cars and coaches. A. Direction to park and ride car park. Question 66. What does this sign mean? A. Route for trams only. B. Route for buses only. C. Parking for buses only. D. Parking for trams only. A. Route for trams only. Question 67. Who has priority when traffic lights are out of order? A. Traffic going straight on. B. Traffic turning right. C. Nobody. D. Traffic turning left. C. Nobody. Question 68. What does this sign mean? A. School crossing patrol. B. No pedestrians allowed. C. Pedestrian zone, no vehicles. D. Zebra crossing ahead. D. Zebra crossing ahead. Question 69. What does 25 mean on this motorway sign? A. The distance to the nearest town. B. The route number of the road. C. The number of the next junction. D. The speed limit on the slip road. C. The number of the next junction. Question 70. What does this sign mean? A. You have priority. B. No motor vehicles. C. Two-way traffic. D. No overtaking. D. No overtaking.
Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video.
Question 71. What does it mean if you see this signal on the motorway? A. Leave the motorway at the next exit. B. All vehicles use the hard shoulder. C. Sharp bend to the left ahead. D. Stop, all lanes ahead closed. A. Leave the motorway at the next exit. Question 72. What should you do when you're approaching traffic lights that have red and amber showing together? A. Pass the lights if the road is clear. B. Take care because there's a fault with the lights. C. Wait for the green light. D. Stop because the lights are changing to red. C. Wait for the green light. Question 73. What does this sign mean? A. Turn left for parking area. B. No through road on the left. C. No entry for traffic turning left. D. Turn left for ferry terminal. B. No through road on the left. Question 74. You've stopped at a railway level crossing. What should you do if the red lights continue to flash after a train has gone by? A. Phone the signal operator. B. Alert drivers behind you. C. Wait. D. Proceed with caution. C. Wait. Question 75. At traffic lights, what does it mean when the amber light shows on its own? A. Prepare to go. B. Go if the way is clear. C. Go if no pedestrians are crossing. D. Stop at the stop line. D. Stop at the stop line. Question 76. Where would you find green reflective studs on a motorway? A. Separating driving lanes. B. Between the hard shoulder and the carriageway. C. At slip road entrances and exits. D. Between the carriageway and the central reservation. C. At slip road entrances and exits. Question 77. What does this sign mean? A. Buses turning. B. Ring road. C. Mini roundabout. D. Keep right. C. Mini roundabout. Question 78. When may you sound your vehicle's horn? A. To give you right of way. B. To attract a friend's attention. C. To warn others of your presence. D. To make slower drivers move over. C. To warn others of your presence. Question 79. You're about to overtake. What should you do when you see this sign? A. Overtake the other driver as quickly as possible. B. Move to the right to get a better view. C. Switch your headlights on before overtaking. D. Hold back until you can see clearly ahead. D. Hold back until you can see clearly ahead. Question 80. What does this sign mean? A. Cyclists must dismount. B. Bicycles are not allowed. C. Cycle route ahead. D. Cycle in single file. C. Cycle route ahead. Question 81. What does this sign mean? A. Maximum speed limit with traffic calming. B. Minimum speed limit with traffic calming. C. 20 cars only parking zone. D. Only 20 cars allowed at any one time. A. Maximum speed limit with traffic calming. Question 82. A police car is following you. What should you do if the police officer flashes the headlights and points to the left? A. Turn left at the next junction. B. Pull up on the left. C. Stop immediately. D. Move over to the left. B. Pull up on the left. Question 83. What does this sign mean? A. Two-way traffic straight ahead. B. Two-way traffic crosses a one-way road. C. Two-way traffic over a bridge. D. Two-way traffic crosses a two-way road. B. Two-way traffic crosses a one-way road. Question 84. What does this sign mean? A. Bend to the right. B. Road on the right closed. C. No traffic from the right. D. No right turn. D. No right turn. Question 85. What does this sign mean? A. No parking. B. No road markings. C. No through road. D. No entry. D. No entry. Question 86. What should you do when you see this sign as you travel along a motorway? A. Leave the motorway at the next exit. B. Turn left immediately. C. Change lane. D. Move onto the hard shoulder. A. Leave the motorway at the next exit. Question 87. What do the long white lines along the center of the road mean? A. Bus lane. B. Hazard warning. C. Give way. D. Lane marking. B. Hazard warning. Question 88. When may you use hazard warning lights while you're driving? A. Instead of sounding the horn in a built-up area between 11:30 p.m. and 7 a.m. B. On a motorway or unrestricted dual carriageway, to warn of a hazard ahead. C. On rural routes, after a sign warning of animals. D. On the approach to toucan crossings, where cyclists are waiting to cross. B. On a motorway or unrestricted dual carriageway, to warn of a hazard ahead. Question 89. What does this sign mean? A. Two-way traffic crosses a one-way road. B. Traffic approaching you has priority. C. Two-way traffic straight ahead. D. Motorway contraflow system ahead. C. Two-way traffic straight ahead. Question 90. Which sign means the end of a dual carriageway? D. Question 91. Which diagram shows a hazard warning line? A. Question 92. What's the purpose of triangular-shaped signs? A. To give warnings. B. To give information. C. To give orders. D. To give directions. A. To give warnings. Question 93. What does this sign mean? A. No overtaking. B. No motor vehicles. C. Clearway, no stopping. D. Cars and motorcycles only. B. No motor vehicles. Question 94. What does this sign mean? A. Tourist attraction. B. Beware of trains. C. Level crossing. D. Beware of trams. A. Tourist attraction. Question 95. Why should you make sure that your indicators are cancelled after turning at a junction? A. To avoid flattening the battery. B. To avoid misleading other road users. C. To avoid dazzling other road users. D. To avoid damage to the indicator relay. B. To avoid misleading other road users. Question 96. What does this sign mean? A. Service area 30 miles ahead. B. Maximum speed 30 miles per hour. C. Minimum speed 30 miles per hour. D. Lay by 30 miles ahead. C. Minimum speed 30 miles per hour. Question 97. What does this motorway sign mean? A. Temporary minimum speed 50 miles per hour. B. No services for 50 miles. C. Obstruction 50 meters, 164 feet, ahead. D. Temporary maximum speed 50 miles per hour. D. Temporary maximum speed 50 miles per hour. Question 98. Which type of vehicle does this sign apply to? A. Wide vehicles. B. Long vehicles. C. High vehicles. D. Heavy vehicles. C. High vehicles. Question 99. What does this sign mean? A. Vehicles may not park on the verge or footway. B. Vehicles may park on the left-hand side of the road only. C. Vehicles may park fully on the verge or footway. D. Vehicles may park on the right-hand side of the road only. C. Vehicles may park fully on the verge or footway. Question 100. You're in the left-hand lane at traffic lights, waiting to turn left. Which signal means you must wait? A. Question 101. Which sign means there's a double bend ahead? B. Question 102. How should you give an arm signal to turn left? C. Question 103. You're waiting at a T-junction. What should you do if a vehicle is coming from the right, with its left indicator flashing? A. Move out and accelerate hard. B. Wait until the vehicle starts to turn in. C. Pull out before the vehicle reaches the junction. D. Move out slowly. B. Wait until the vehicle starts to turn in. Question 104. What does this sign mean? A. Motorcycles only. B. No cars. C. Cars only. D. No motorcycles. D. No motorcycles. Question 105. What does this sign mean? A. Give way to oncoming vehicles. B. Approaching traffic passes you on both sides. C. Turn off at the next available junction. D. Pass either side to get to the same destination. D. Pass either side to get to the same destination. Question 106. What does this sign mean? A. T-junction. B. No through road. C. Telephone box ahead. D. Toilet ahead. B. No through road. Question 107. What does this sign mean? A. You can park on the days and times shown. B. No parking on the days and times shown. C. No parking at all from Monday to Friday. D. End of the urban clearway restrictions. B. No parking on the days and times shown. Question 108. What shape is a stop sign? D. Question 109. What does this sign mean? A. Traffic lights out of order. B. Amber signal out of order. C. Temporary traffic lights ahead. D. New traffic lights ahead. A. Traffic lights out of order. Question 110. What does this arm signal mean? A. The driver is slowing down. B. The driver intends to turn right. C. The driver wishes to overtake. D. The driver intends to turn left. D. The driver intends to turn left.
Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video.
Question 111. What does this sign mean? A. End of dual carriageway. B. Tall bridge. C. Road narrows. D. End of narrow bridge. A. End of dual carriageway. Question 112. What does this sign mean? A. Route for trams. B. Give way to trams. C. Route for buses. D. Give way to buses. A. Route for trams. Question 113. What does this sign mean? B. Steep hill downwards. Question 114. What does this sign mean? A. Uneven road surface. B. Bridge over the road. C. Road ahead ends. D. Water across the road. D. Water across the road. Question 115. What does this sign mean? A. New speed limit 20 miles per hour. B. No vehicles over 30 tons. C. Minimum speed limit 30 miles per hour. D. End of 20 miles per hour zone. D. End of 20 miles per hour zone. Question 116. Which sign means that the national speed limit applies? D. Question 117. What's the meaning of this traffic sign? A. End of two-way road. B. Give priority to vehicles coming towards you. C. You have priority over vehicles coming towards you. D. Bus lane ahead. C. You have priority over vehicles coming towards you. Question 118. What does this sign mean? A. Crossroads. B. Level crossing with gate. C. Level crossing without gate. D. Ahead only. A. Crossroads. Question 119. What does this sign mean? A. Side winds. B. Road noise. C. Airport. D. Adverse camber. A. Side winds. Question 120. What shape are traffic signs giving orders? D. Question 121. What does this line across the road at the entrance to a roundabout mean? A. Give way to traffic from the right. B. Traffic from the left has right of way. C. You have right of way. D. Stop at the line. A. Give way to traffic from the right. Question 122. How will a police officer in a patrol vehicle signal for you to stop? A. Flash the headlights, indicate left and point to the left. B. Overtake and give a slowing down arm signal. C. Use the siren, overtake, cut in front and stop. D. Pull alongside you, use the siren and wave you to stop. A. Flash the headlights, indicate left and point to the left. Question 123. You're driving in busy traffic. You want to pull up just after a junction on the left. When should you signal? A. As you're passing or just after the junction. B. Just before you reach the junction. C. Well before you reach the junction. D. It would be better not to signal at all. A. As you're passing or just after the junction. Question 124. How should the right-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway be used? A. As a high-speed lane. B. As an overtaking lane. C. As a right turn lane. D. As an acceleration lane. B. As an overtaking lane. Question 125. What must you do when you see this sign? A. Stop only if traffic is approaching. B. Stop even if the road is clear. C. Stop only if children are waiting to cross. D. Stop only if a red light is showing. B. Stop even if the road is clear. Question 126. Which sign shows that you're entering a one-way system? B. Question 127. What does this sign mean? A. Leave motorway at next exit. B. Lane for heavy and slow vehicles. C. All lorries use the hard shoulder. D. Rest area for lorries. B. Lane for heavy and slow vehicles. Question 128. What does this sign mean? A. End of motorway. B. End of restriction. C. Lane ends ahead. D. Free recovery ends. B. End of restriction. Question 129. Where would you find these road markings? A. At a railway crossing. B. At a mini roundabout. C. On a motorway. D. On a pedestrian crossing. B. At a mini roundabout. Question 130. What does this sign mean? A. Through traffic to use left lane. B. Right-hand lane T-junction only. C. Right-hand lane closed ahead. D. 11-ton weight limit. C. Right-hand lane closed ahead. Question 131. What does this sign mean? Question 131. What does this sign mean? B. T-junction. B. T-junction. Question 132. What do these zigzag white lines mean? A. No parking at any time. B. Parking allowed only for a short time. C. Slow down to 20 miles per hour. D. Sounding horns is not allowed. A. No parking at any time. Question 133. What does this traffic sign mean? A. No overtaking allowed. B. Give priority to oncoming traffic. C. Two-way traffic. D. One-way traffic only. B. Give priority to oncoming traffic. Question 134. What does this sign mean? A. Level crossing with gate or barrier. B. Gated road ahead. C. Level crossing without gate or barrier. D. Cattle grid ahead. A. Level crossing with gate or barrier.